Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes stunned the Baylor Bears in overtime, 38-31, as Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes keep on silencing the haters week by week. I wonder what Paul Feinbein and Jason Whitlock got to say now. But before we get off into today's podcast, tell a friend to tell a friend. My, oh my, what a game we had tonight at Folsom Field between the Colorado Buffaloes and the Baylor Bears, man. This was one of the games for the ages. It was almost like a throwback to 1994 when Colorado played Michigan, when Cordell Stewart threw the Hail Mary pass to Westbrook in the end zone to stun Michigan in Ann Arbor. Now, tonight's game, man, it was a pretty good game from start to finish, man. Colorado started out, they started out on defense. They went 3 and out, got the ball back. They went 3 and out, but the defense, they held serve tonight. They had some pretty big plays. It was nip and tuck, and then all of a sudden, Baylor strikes first. And I just think that game showed me a little grit and grind by the Colorado Buffaloes. One knock on Colorado Buffaloes is they can't run the ball. And this game, they came out featuring, the running backs, and they was running the ball with Isaiah Augustus. They had a mixture of Michael Welch, and it was them two, running up the gut. And then sprinkle that in with Shedeur Sanders escaping the pocket, getting in between the tackles, going downhill, rushing the ball. I mean, he damn near carried the ball 19 times himself because he was scrambling. He only had 26 yards, but he actually, put Colorado on the scoreboard with his first touchdown, running touchdown. But Michael Welch, man, he was getting them ground pounding yardage. He had 9 carries, 22 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. He had the touchdown to tie the game back up, and then he had the touchdown in overtime to put him ahead. Also, Isaiah Augustus, he was running that ball. But this game came down to just Shedeur Sanders' IQ for football, and the will to win. Like he said, sometimes he goes in Brady mode. Now, what happened? They was down 31-24, and it was 2 seconds left on the clock, and Colorado had no timeouts left. And who did they turn to? They had to have a miracle, man. They had to have a miracle. And Shedeur Sanders, like Shedeur Sanders always does in big time, he goes in Brady mode. And it was a great call by Pat Shurmur offensively from the offensive coordinator, because he lined Travis Hunter up on the right side. All the attention was to Travis Hunter. And like Travis Hunter said in the post-game press conference, he knew he was going to have 3 or 4 people covering him. So he lined up on the right side of the field. So then you had Omarion Miller and LeJontay Wester on the left side, and they was one-on-one with their man. So it's the ability to beat the man. But you got to give credit to Shedeur Sanders, man, from getting out of that pocket, scrambling left, and letting that ball go. So that was a hell of a play. But in that game, man, kudos to Shedeur Sanders, man. He threw for 25 of 41, 341 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. Travis Hunter, 5 consecutive games over 100 yards. He had 7 receptions, 130 yards. Omarion Miller had that big play, that big 62-yard touchdown. He had 2 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown. LeJontay Wester, like I said, 4 catches, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. Jimmy Horn, 4 catches, 40 yards. Deion Miller, he had 3 receptions, 27 yards. So Shedeur Sanders was spreading that ball around. But as a whole, man, Colorado's defense, you got to give kudos to Colorado's defense. It was bend but don't break. Bend but don't break. And Cameron Silman Craig was all over the field, man. He had 13 tackles, 10 of them was solo. But what I saw in that game, they was actually picking on DJ McKinney. DJ McKinney, you know, the left corner on the opposite side of Travis Hunter. These quarterbacks, they better be aware of Travis Hunter. That's why they go away from him, because you've seen what he's done in the first, 4 games of the season. You see what, Travis Hunter has done, man. They don't pick on him. He got 2 picks. So you don't want to mess with Travis Hunter. So they go to the opposite side of the field and they pick on DJ McKinney. But DJ McKinney, he's holding his own. He's a stellar cornerback. Kudos to Preston Hodge holding his own back in that secondary because of Shiloh Sanders is out. But I want to tell you something, man. BJ Green coming off that corner, man. He had stellar play. Also, Trevor Woods, the old Wiley veteran safety back there, and Samuel Kolu, and Levante Bentley, man. That defense is holding their own, man. They got some pressure up there. I don't know what Warren Sapp is telling these guys, but these guys are flying to the ball and they making plays, and they held their own. But this game came down to Shedeur Sanders making plays with his feet and his arm. So we're going to take a look at what happened in Folsom Field when they was down 31-24, and they had 2 seconds left on the clock. And I'm going to show you the highlights on the play that put them into overtime and the play in overtime that sealed it. So let's take a look at these highlights. Run the footage.
And all rushing from one side.
The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set.
Shedeur got a big arm. He got a pinpoint pass with that ball, a tight spiral. He gets it to where he needs the ball to go. Just like 1994, like the announcer said, when Cordell Stewart threw it to Westbrook, the Hail Mary in Ann Arbor. Like, Shedeur just takes it with a grain of salt, man. He's a humble kid, man. Laid back.
The first look in the stadium they just showed was this look right here.
That was a great catch by LeJohntay Wester.
Check the ball.
Great catch.
First and goal.
Travis Hunter is him. Travis Hunter is him. That's the play that wrapped the game up, man. Travis Hunter, big hit on the goal line. Open field tackle, one-on-one. He put his shoulder pads right where the ball was, jarred that ball out, and Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes stunned the Baylor Bears as they run their record to 3-1. Now I wonder what Paul Feinbein and Jason Whitlock got to say now. You got to give kudos to, Deion Sanders and the coaching staff. They got to tighten them special teams up. They gave up that 101-yard kickoff return after the big touchdown play. And, the special teams early on the punt, they had the guy back at the 10-yard line, let him escape for a 56-yard run, got the ball over midfield, and they went on to score again. But kudos to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes for playing stellar football. That was one, like they said, it was an ugly game. And, they finished it off, man. They had came back. That's their largest deficit since, Coach Prime been coaching, coming back to get a victory. So, man, this kind of win can catapult Colorado to where they want to be, man. Now, like Deion said at the post-game press conference, this is not indicative of how they play because they got so much more. He said you've seen glimpses of, what they can be. They can be special, and then sometimes they lackluster out there. Sometimes they stall. But one thing we ain't got to question, man, Shedeur Sanders, you give Shedeur Sanders time in the pocket, he going to pick you apart. And Travis Hunter right now should be the leading candidate for the Heisman Trophy, man, because this cat is giving you 110% on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. He comes up big, open field tackles. Like he said in the post-game press conference, a lot of people don't think he can make tackles, come up to make tackles, but he had to show them, and he caused a big hit, and he sealed the victory for the Colorado Buffaloes. But Travis Hunter, he is him. I don't know why people keep doubting him, that he can't go both ways, in college. But I look at it like that. I look at it like this. He is a DB with wide receiver skills, so that's why he knows how to cover these receivers, because he knows all the receivers' route trees. So he has an advantage. He studies. He knows their routes. So his plays that he can jump on the ball and make these timely interceptions, and he knows when these receivers are going to do something, he's right there with him. You don't see Travis Hunter getting burned. He's always with his man, playing the ball, always got good technique, and his technique on both sides of the ball is outstanding. Like, he had 2 catches in one possession, one for 46 yards and then one for 48 yards. So we know what Travis Hunter brings to the table, and what I'm telling guys is the Colorado Buffaloes are trending in the right direction, and it was a miracle that happened at Folsom Field. Just like Shedeur Sanders said in the post-game press conference, he took a chance, he threw it up there, and he just, he prayed to God, and God answered the call, and LaJohntay Wester came down with the game tie-in touchdown to send them into overtime, and Travis Hunter finished them off. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. This Colorado team is for real. They're going to stay in prime time. Right now they're 3-1, and they're trending in the right direction, and they headed to these bowl games. A lot of people said Colorado's not going to win more than 5 games. I predicted, go back and look at one of the shows, I predicted anywhere from 8 to 9 victories, and they on pace. So tip your cap to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes, what they're going to say now. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces. And remember, on your way out the door, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropping drops another hot banger. And we out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.